Yeah, welcome to the Brown Boy Wonder Podcast. Reviews and reactions. Let's go. It's the Brown Boy Wonder. Hold it down, representing for the culture. Every episode brings you closer into the mind and the heart of a hustler, where the truth and the groove collide. Stay tuned in, come enjoy the ride. Keep it authentic like that, never hold back. It's the Brown Boy Wonder Podcast. The Brown Boy Wonder Podcast. Subscribe, share, and stay tuned in. The vibe's always on.
This is the Brown Boy Wonder Podcast.
You heard the intro of Batman, the anime series. That means it is time to talk about, of course, Batman, the anime series. Of course, we're going to talk about episodes 56 through 60. And of course, I'm here with my guest. He's made of silicone. It is Anthony. Anthony, how are you doing today?
Oh no, my soul. I don't know if I'm real or not. I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing great, man. I will address something after this introduction. Something big happened last week I was not aware of. But of course, my second guest, he is from the Greek lands. It is Zeus. Daniel, how are you doing today?
Pretty good. I'm going to turn to a swan and do things you can't apologize for.
Oh, that's problematic. But
that's Zeus.
yeah, he is very he is very problematic. So I want to address what happened last week's episode. It looks like Jar Jar Binks ended my podcast. What happened was I came into my room and I saw him just sitting there staring at the camera when he signed off the episode. And I told him, get out of my house. He just looked at me and he said, and he left. So I don't know if he'll come back or he's going to attack me. So if you guys see that, make sure to tell him to get out of the pod. Is that cool with you guys?
Oh my god, yeah. I didn't know it was so, weirdly threatening, as of this recording, because this will be weeks later, but I hear that a certain Darth Binks is showing up in Fortnite, so I think maybe this was like a tease of things to come. Like I think he was trying to promote his Fortnite appearance, which you should feel honored that happened on your podcast, I guess.
I guess so, but the thing is he says Misa all the time. I don't know what his problem is. Maybe he likes pizza, so I don't know.
Well, he's not saying pizza. He's saying Misa.
Yeah, but when he says that, I was like, maybe I have to get some pizza with a Misa. But that's another thing. Is Misa a topping?
Misa's not a thing. I don't. Are you thinking of like miso, like the soup?
Maybe.
Miso
maybe he's
soup.
saying that. Well, if you guys see him again, tell him to get out of my house.
I hope to never see him ever.
I hope not. Well, that was the end of the State of the Union address there of the Brownboy Wonder podcast. But let's get into, of course, Batman, the anime series. Of course, this is episode 56, Blind as a Bat. Hopefully, there's no anybody who's listening to us is blind, so hopefully we won't offend you guys.
Well, if you find it, they are listening. That'd be okay.
Yeah, I don't intend to spend the recap of this episode talking trash about blind people. I don't think that's the message of the episode.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that is true. All right. Bruce Wayne is present at a demonstration out of Wayne's tech prototype military helicopter, the Raven X111. The attending brass is suitably impressed by its capabilities, which include silent running, a cloak device making it invisible to radar and sonar, and its revolutionary ZVF sensor package, which uses computer to use sensor data into visual images. Also working on total darkness. But as soon as the demonstration is completed, the helicopter runs a mock, opening fire on the stands as people flee inside the hangar. They find the real aircrew gagged and bound. Bruce feels weird about building weapon systems, as he should. Do you guys like this Raven X111?
Like as a helicopter?
Yeah.
I mean, it's got cool bat senses, I guess. It almost feels a little bit like the radar from The Dark Knight, It's like a submarine, Mr. Wayne, like a submarine. It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
I agree with Bruce that it's a little weird for Wayne Enterprises to be doing weapons. Like, I understand this is an Iron Man where, Tony Stark is like, I don't want to do weapons no more. But it's still weird to have Wayne Enterprises working on war machines.
That's not his MO.
No, not generally. Maybe I'm wrong, but I would think that specifically Bruce Wayne would be pretty appalled by the idea of making and selling weapons.
Right.
I for some reason, I guess, internalized this after the fact, because I watched this episode a week ago.
Mhm.
I guess I internalized it as he was making it for the police, and then was that not true?
He was, I think, right?
No, because it's just the doctor lady talking about how it's this is gonna do great, and Bruce has one line of I still think it's a little much, and then that's it. Because then immediately, we obviously, as you said, the helicopter gets taken over. It's been stolen by our main villain. We really don't get to focus on what its main purpose was. It's just now in the wrong hands. That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, as you mentioned, the Penguin has hijacked the helicopter and has announced over its radio that he plans to ransom the city with it. Then he opens fire again, and Bruce dives to cover a woman caught in the line of fire. As he raises his head to look, another shot to a car engine causes it to explode right in front of his face, and he collapsed in agony. Alfred arrives, and Bruce orders him to take him home at once, revealing that he has been blinded. Guys, Bruce Wayne is blind. Do you guys know any blind people?
Oh my goodness! You always ask the question I don't think you're gonna ask.
Yes.
I was gonna talk about how I love his delivery of this, where he's like, "Because I don't want them to know I'm blind."
Yes.
It's really dramatic, but I don't think I don't know if I've ever met a blind person, which is strange now that I think about it. There's not a lot of blind people in DFW that I've been encountered with.
I used to work with somebody who was legally blind when I worked at the movie theater. She could still see well enough to do things, but I don't know. She definitely didn't need all the tech that Bruce is about to have to use to see.
Oh man, could you imagine if she did?
It honestly would have been pretty cool.
Yeah.
But no, it's. I guess there's a pretty wide spectrum of what is still considered blind, where you can be a certain degree of blind and still be able to sort of get around and see enough. You can see shapes basically. So I don't know.
I did encounter some people. So I was in New Jersey walking around the streets. usually if you see a blind person, well, bunny ears. If you see a blind person, usually there's someone else with them, right, who can see. But I saw two blind people walking together with the canes and the glasses. So I thought that was strange.
I mean, as long as they are aware of their surroundings, I guess it should be fine, right? Like,
I guess.
that's did they have like any sort of like guide dogs with them or anything, or it was just
No, it's just them.
blind
Just
people?
it's just a couple, like a man and woman. They're blind with canes.
You said this was
Oh,
in
okay.
New York.
It was in the streets of New Jersey.
Do you think either of them were lawyers?
Hey man, if they were, I would have known. I would have known.
He's got
Brock
that
says
law
lawyer.
sense. Yeah.
I don't want to spoil the episode, but someone got a big headache in that last episode of Daredevil. There. Oh, I don't think Daniel's seen it. Oh, so sorry. I don't know. Forget what I said.
It's fine.
Well, Leslie Tompkins examines Bruce at Wayne Manor. Of course, we love Leslie here. She says she can't be sure, but believes that the blindness is only temporary. She refuses him to leave and strictly orders him to stay home and rest. Otherwise, he could damage his vision permanently. While the Penguin is menacing the city, Bruce disobeys Leslie's refusal, but has to admit that his blindness has grounded him. I do love Bruce Wayne's determination, but dude, you can't see, man. How can you fight?
It's a bit strange because, like, you think of Batman as this like well-trained, basically a ninja. I mean, he's fought ninjas on this show. Like, he is a ninja. But the second he loses one of his senses, he's like got his arms out and he's stumbling around, knocking into things. And it's like I don't know if I see Batman as a guy wading through the dark trying to like touch stuff. I feel like he would have still a pretty good grasp on things. Like, sure, he's trained blindfolded, right?
Well, and that's the thing that sort of gets me about this is that like 4 episodes ago or something, he was with Talia and he just closed his eyes and made it through a death maze with no problem.
Right.
But now he's stumbling around. So maybe the explosion also like messed up his, I don't know, equilibrium or like messed with those little bones in his ears or something. I don't know, man.
That would have been something. Yeah, if you're right. If they maybe delved into it a bit more, but this, I guess, they were just like, he's blind. That's it. So it was a bit strange for you to be like, come on, Batman. He could do stuff without his eyes, surely. But no, he's like, oh, I can't do anything.
He is the most clumsy man of all time in this episode.
Yeah.
Well, when Batman fails to respond to the bat signal, Commissioner Gordon confers with Mayor Hill and Harvey Bullock. The Penguin contacts Hill's office from the helicopter to ask about his ransom. When Hill says it'll take time to raise the amount he demanded, the Penguin shuts off. In the short order, the Raven attacks a bridge, causing it to collapse. We never seen this side of Penguin before. This is like he just, I don't think he cares.
I mean, yeah, I remember at this point his face was a little too close to his little camera that he had.
Yes.
I didn't like that. I didn't like being up close to the Penguin's face. But he's just demanding money. Not to reveal my hand too early, but last week we had a Penguin episode, right? It was the mechanic. And I had suggested that when I see Penguin, I think, this may not be a good episode.
This might not be a great one.
And I can say that I had very similar feelings going into this episode. So I have to ask the question: does the Penguin have the worst track record when it comes to these Batman villains? As for me, it's between Penguin and Catwoman, but I'm leaning towards Penguin. I think Penguin has almost exclusively bad episodes.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and I think even in the bad Catwoman episodes, like the episodes are not bad because of Catwoman, whereas I feel like in the Penguin episodes, he's like a contributing factor to the badness. If that makes sense. I think I maybe just don't like this version of Penguin. Like the first time we saw him, I was like, oh, he's kind of cute, and this is just a bad episode. And then you're right, it's been like 4 now, and I'm like, maybe I just don't like this Penguin.
I think I think we love Colin Farrell's Penguin than this one.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I like that version, and this one is I don't associate good things with this Penguin. Maybe it is the sort of tied down nature to like the look of Burton and the aesthetic of Burton, but they still want him to be like a classic criminal. Like it's a bit, I don't know, it doesn't work. Well, I guess we'll see what happens when he gets his redesign in the new show. If we feel different about Penguin at this point. But yeah, I wanted to see what people thought, and it seems like Penguin just fortunately can't catch a break.
I think Poison Ivy redeemed herself after the Harley and Poison Ivy episode. But
Great
I think
episode,
it's great episode. I think the worst villains right now is Penguin and Catwoman as it comes to
I wouldn't even. I mean, I don't think the Poison Ivy episodes are great, but I don't necessarily think that they were bad either. Like maybe Eternal Youth was kind of rough, but Poison was pretty good.
Pre-Poison was her debut, right? So I guess I'll give her a pass on that. But Youth,
Penguin's had worse. Undeniably, Penguin has had worse.
Penguin had worse. Of course, we cannot forget about Batman, My Basement.
It was not a great one.
No. Determined to stop Penguin, Bruce has Alfred and a reluctant Leslie craft a vision aid for him, using the sensor package similar to one mounted on the choppa and wired into his brain. He plugged the device into his utility belt. It kind of reminded me of like if you're trying to use an aux cord in your car. Okay, he kind of used that. He did the same thing with his car, right? He plugged it in his car. He got some show tunes there. But yeah, it kind of made me laugh when that happened.
He's got completely wired into his brain. Like, I'm sure that's safe.
No, bad for radiation. Well, with his vision temporarily restored, Batman contacts the mayor and orders him to comply with Penguin's demands. He'll broadcast a message inviting the Penguin to the ransom drop. The choppa lands in an abandoned lot near a steel mill, but the ransom briefcase turns out to be fake. It said, "Gotcha." Then the Batwing appeared overhead, having sneaked up on them with its own cloaking device. It fires a net, but Penguin escapes and reboards the choppa. The Raven attacks, and Batman manages to down it with a volley of arsenal bombs. But when grounded, it fires a blast from its laser cannon that shoots down the Batwing. I feel like I was watching Top Gun, at least for the scene. It was so was it
had a plane in it. Yeah, I agree.
It had a plane, has some fire rockets. I was watching Top Gun 4, man. I don't know. Tom Cruise should have been in this episode.
We skip 3, go straight to 4.
Yeah, just skip it. I feel like he will make it. Everyone watch Mission Impossible: The Dead Reckoning, please.
I was mostly just distracted by how he went straight from like, oh, I can kind of see a little now to I'm going to fly a high-speed jet.
Yeah. Batman's crazy. Oh, jeez. Well, Batman makes an emergency landing and exits the vehicle just before he explodes, accidentally tearing his headpiece power cable loose. It begins to run out of power, and he stumbles into the steel mill, pursued by Penguin and his thug Falcone. As he coaxes the last power from it, he manages to subdue Falcone, but it shuts down for good, with Penguin still left. I feel like Batman should have carried a spare cable if this incident happened. He should have planned ahead.
I liked his reaction when it was cut. He was very reasonably upset. So I like that part.
Oh man! Realizing Batman is blind, Penguin taunts him with a lot of noises. Batman gropes his way through the mill.
Hey, yo. Sorry, keep going. Keep going. You're good.
Batman gropes really hard his way through the mill, ending up in a room filled with molten steel. As Penguin starts to push him over, Batman jumps up and hangs onto the ceiling. Feeling water drip on his head, he realizes he is hanging near a water valve and twists it, releasing a gush of water that vaporizes on contact with the steel. creating his thing. Yeah.
It's like baby's day out over here. He goes blind for one
Yeah.
episode, and now he's got to fly a plane and go through the 7 circles of hell. Oh,
And you know what? Penguin still can't get the job done.
No.
Batman is in a basement with children. Penguin can't do it. Penguin has the entire control over the Batmobile. He can't do it. Batman is blind and stumbling his way through a factory, and he can't do it. This Penguin is the least capable Penguin of all penguins.
This penguin sucks, man.
it's probably true, yeah.
Well, it created a thick cloud of steam, and that causes Penguin to cough heavily. Finally knowing where his enemy is, with both of them now unable to see, Batman dives down from the ceiling and knocks him out. The next day, Leslie removes the bandages from Bruce's eyes, and they're revealed to see that he can see with his vision, and that has returned. Bruce takes great delight in the newspaper headline of Penguin's pending incarceration. That's the end of the episode. Are we giving this episode a blind thumbs up or a blind thumbs down?
Well, I wish I was blind, so I didn't have to watch it. I'm gonna say thumbs down. I made it pretty clear that just unfortunately, Penguin does not have strong outings. I don't like how Bruce was a stumbling around man this episode. Batman with glowing red eyes, I guess, is kind of neat, but we'll get that next episode. So for this one, thumbs down.
Well, what about you, Daniel? Do you really love this episode?
No. I don't think it's like terrible. Like there's some fun stuff in it. You know, I like him stumbling around to the steel mill. I think that's kind of funny, and like the power draining on his helmet, like that's neat. There's some fun ideas here. I just don't think it really comes together into an episode that I would like choose to watch again, unless I was doing like a full rewatch. You know what I mean? So no,
like how we're doing right now.
Yeah, like but like even without the context of like watching it for content, I think like this maybe would be an episode I would skip. So yeah, no, I gotta give this one a thumbs down.
Yeah, man, I'm also giving it a thumbs down. I do like the things, as you guys said, like there are some neat things here. I do like Batman not having a disability, but like going through this pain, just see how incredible Batman the character is. But
Sure.
But the Penguin sucks. This is a thumbs down.
I mean, I was gonna say this is almost like a very Smallville episode. There's quite a few Clark gets a new power type episodes in Smallville, and they're always kind of like this, where it's like, oh no, Clark can't see, Clark can't do this.
Oh no, he's watching Animal Planet and he shot fire out his eyes.
So I guess they know had that to look forward to, but even that couldn't save it. The power of the Penguin is so negatively strong, sadly.
I forgot to mention that I finished season 1 of Smallville. That was great.
Oh yeah, finally.
Great season. Yep. I am now on season 2. I will not finish this series in time.
In time for what? Oh, for the
for the new Superman movie. So.
Oh, was that what you were watching it for?
Yeah.
Oh.
To hype it up.
Yeah, but it's not like a sequel. It's okay. You don't need.
No, but it's like if you look at it, it could be like a prequel. I don't know, but I'm not gonna make it in time, so I apologize.
I didn't make it.
No, Arnold. I do have a interesting fact for this episode. This is for you, Anthony. This episode title would also be used as a riddle in the live-action film Batman Forever.
Yeah. I mean, that is the big final riddle that Batman asks of the Riddler himself. So yeah, that is true.
There we go. And this was before Batman Forever. So, Joel Schumacher, we see you.
And when Penguin was really close to the camera earlier, it looked like when Danny DeVito was jumping up and down on that Batmobile toy.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Man, I don't know.
The 90s are weird, man. I don't know what to say.
And isn't that the same? Didn't he take control of the Batmobile in both? Isn't that? Am I
Yes.
making that up? Okay.
That is
well,
true.
that was the last week's episode. We talked about how he has the big ducky car. He takes control of the Batmobile. Yeah, so
We've cracked the case.
Yeah.
Joe's a hack.
Maybe Joe Schumacher is the Penguin. We just don't know.
Joel Schumacher didn't make Batman Returns. Don't blame him.
That's true. That's true. That's
I
true.
don't know who made what.
Who directed Batman Returns?
Tim Burton.
was,
All right, we gotta move on.
Oh, Tim Burton. That is true.
Tim Burton.
That is true. I forgot. I'm just losing my mind here.
Big
But
Titty B.
a big one. Now the next episode here, episode 57, His Silicone Soul. Ooh, it's getting a little deep here.
You and your silicone soul.
Oh,
There you go.
There we go. Late one night, a group of criminals break into a warehouse owned by Cybertron, where all the surviving items in the factory are kept. They hope to find some high technology that they can sell. They come upon a large crate, obviously not recognizing the Hardek icon. They open it. From inside, Batman emerges. The criminals attack Batman with crowbars, but he's more than a match for them during the battle. However, one of them pulls out a gun and shoots Batman, exposing a robot body. They are shocked to find that Batman isn't human. Guys, we were giving crap to Killer Croc. Let's give credit where credit's due. Killer Croc was right. Batman is a robot.
Oh,
Was
okay.
that who said it?
Yeah.
I remembered somebody being like, "What if there's a bunch of them and they're robots?"
He said it in the Almost Got Him episode.
Oh, when it was really Bruce.
Oh,
Oh, that's a good point. Because that is Bruce as Killer Croc. So
So he knew. He made
knew
this
he was a
robot.
robot.
He knew that he was a robot. Yes. The whole time.
Interesting.
We have to get an Inception 2 sequel here for this episode.
Okay.
So basically, we have a bat bot among us here. Although injured, the fake Batman makes it to Wayne Manor and explores the mansion. Alfred catches him and is fooled for a moment. However, when he sees the robot wires, he realizes that he's seeing one of those Carl Rosman's duplicates. Though the robot recognizes him and appears to be submissive, Alfred is hella scared. If I was Alfred, I'll just quit on the spot. I know this man. I'll just quit.
Oh my goodness. I mean, it's a very effective moment, and I'm glad Alfred recognizes it immediately. You know, there's no questioning about it. He's just like, this is a robot. This is not Bruce. Despite the fact that, like, it has enough memory input to be like, Alfred, it's me, Bruce. Like, it knows enough, but Alfred knows. He's like, no. I'm not messing with this.
It is scary for him, man. Meanwhile, Commissioner Gordon has his officers pull the crooks down from a light pole. The real Batman arrives to find that he is supposedly the one who had captured these men, but he's confused as hell since it wasn't really him. Batman finds a microchip on one of the criminals and decides to investigate the mysterious occurrence. Back at the Wayne Manor, the duplicate pleads with Alfred for help. Alfred, believing the worst about this imposter, exclaims that he's a duplicate, and then retreats into the Batcave. The duplicate is confused as to what Alfred means and chases him. Alfred makes it to the back computer and releases a knockout gas. Unaffected, the duplicate bat, the bad bot catches up to him, to Alfred, and removes his air filter mask, causing him to faint to the gas. He searches for information about the duplicates. After not receiving a definitive answer regarding a Bruce Wayne or Batman duplicate, he requests a list of known duplicates. Those are James Gordon, Carl Rossman, Harvey Bullock, and Mayor Hill, and Rhonda Duane, all of which had been destroyed. He then requests the location of Carl Rossman. Is this the Bat computer was talking in this series, or has that happened before?
I'm trying to remember.
I don't remember it talking before. That's for sure.
It might be, yeah.
I think it's the first time. The real Batman arrives at Rosam's current residence, a farm outside of Gotham City. He asks about the possibility of a Batman duplicate. Rosman tells him that he knows that the police has taken everything from Hardak, and that was not destroyed. So we got Carl here. He was a techie boy. Now he's a farm boy.
Got to give it all up.
Yeah, I guess so. Not long after Batman leaves, the duplicate arrives at Rosam's greenhouse and asks for help. He believes himself to be the real Batman somehow, trapped in a robot's body. Rosman tells him that the circuits will soon fail soon, and he cannot fix them. The duplicate wants to, yeah.
I do like this scene because this robot is so determined and so sure that they are real.
Yes.
I like all the moments like, I remember birthdays. It's like, that's all information. He's like, do you remember your favorite song? Do you remember, like, really kind of showing the difference between what could be implemented into your brain, like a number, like anything you can Google, versus things that you feel, things that you experience. And that's kind of the whole episode, is like, how human can this robot possibly be? Because I was on the previous Hardak episode.
Yes.
And I thought it was a good episode. I just wasn't a fan of it personally. Like, it was well written and well constructed. I just wasn't a fan of the concept. I do think this is a better executed idea, and I like these details about it. I'm not a huge fan of robot Batman, but like what they're doing with it and kind of questioning what makes a person is the interesting stuff to me.
Yeah, it's the humanity part, right? Is he really human? Does he have feelings?
Does he have a soul? Whether it be silicon or not.
Well, the duplicate, of course, is not the real Batman in a robot's body, but simply a robot. The duplicate refuses to believe it, as he has all of the real Batman's knowledge, as we mentioned. Rosam tries to talk to some sense into him by revealing that he only has facts, but not actual memories. Starting to realize he is really a robot. The duplicate sees an image accidentally created by a robot drone cleaning windows that resembles the Hardak emblem. This causes the duplicate to demand the location of Hardak. Rosam tells him that the Hardak was destroyed, but duplicate was persistent. Yeah, in the beginning, or at this point of the episode, I thought this Batman was the real Batman and the other Batman was fake. So I thought they were playing games with me in this episode. But I was really confused. I was like, I think he's telling the truth. But we're about to find out right now. Fortunately, Batman arrives and battles the duplicate. The duplicate is stronger than the real Batman. He is not as clever. Batman manages to fire water from the garden hose into the robot circuits, sorting it out. Rosam then prepares to destroy it, but Batman stops him, saying that the duplicate may be able to lead them to Hardak. Unfortunately, the Batman reactivates and fights a new will. During the battle, the greenhouse is heavily damaged. It collapses, and the duplicate, seeing Rosam in danger, dives towards him and pushes him out of the way of the debris, and finally hurls him outside. After the greenhouse fully fails, the duplicate escapes. This is a big part of this episode here. Why did he do that? Ooh. It gets more deeper, as we say. Would you guys destroy your robot self?
Yes. Is it okay? Daniel says yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. He could be helpful.
It is a tricky question because it is yourself, and you guys have the same personality, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm Scottish, and we learned from the Highlander that there can only be one, so I would be culturally obligated to fight him to the death. So
That's true, and I'm Italian, and family. So I guess there's always room for another me. So it's the inverse.
Makes sense.
Well, we got our answers there. The duplicant later arrives at the police warehouse and sees a component which the duplicate scanning program identifies and compels that the duplicate to insert into his skull. Once inside, the Hardak command and memory files are loaded into the Batbot Hardak. He explains that it had made a bruised duplicate before it could activate. Hardak was destroyed and the duplicate's memory systems were damaged. From there, it was taken to the custody of a warehouse. The machine is now programmed to resume Hardak directory. He will replace all humanity with all the bots. It was very terrifying when he took off his face in this episode. When
it made like a
Batbot-
sound. Yeah, it kept making like this squishy, disgusting sound when he was peeling his skin off. So that
I wasn't a fan of it.
that was ugh.
It was nasty. Batman arrives at the warehouse and the two battle with one another. However, the fake bot, with full strength, has been activated and hurls Batman through the wall into the river below. Believing Batman is to be dead, then proceeds to the Batcave. Dude, Batman died again. What the hell?
He's really good at it.
Yeah, he is. He is.
It happens.
Well, upon arrival, he informs Alfred that there's only one Batman now. He removes the component from his skull and inserts into the Bat computer. It begins a 5-minute downloading process. That should have been faster. He should have like T-Mobile plan or something. He explains that once Hardak is operational, he can imprint himself onto every computer on Earth, configure more bots to replace humanity, and take control of the world, defenses, and communication systems. Thus, forcing humanity to be on the bidding side. Alfred will continue his duties until the bot is prepared. Batman soon arrives and continues the battle. Dude, Batman's alive. He not faked his death, but I'm just glad he's alive.
It's true.
Oh, well, the fake bot is more than a match for Batman, of course, who tries to awaken the humanity within the machine, realizing that the machine may have the same problem of taking a life that he does. He points out that it also risks his own life to save Rosam. Batman continues to point out the evidence that the duplicate can't bring itself to kill. The duplicate claims that his only purpose is to serve Hardak. The fake bot tries to convince Batman that Hardak goals is the same as his. However, Batman refuses to believe it, forcing the duplicate to continue the fight. This fake bot is so confused. He does not know what to do.
That's a good way to put it. There's so much that's integral to Batman's coding that if it goes against it, yeah, I feel like if a Batman kills, he should struggle with being Batman. That should happen to more Batman.
Exactly. Well, I'm glad he's trying to figure it out here. The fake bot finally corners Batman at a cliff edge where it can't bring itself to push over the edge. Batman claims that the Hardak did much too good of a job duplicating his personality. He is proven correct when he attacks, and the fake bot hits him away. Though it tries to save him, Batman seemingly falls to his death. Quotation, bunny ears. The duplicate realizes that it is taking a life and is shocked by it. It returns to the Bat computer and realizes that Hardak will take the lives of millions. The duplicate is now in a state of desperation and insanity. He destroys the Bat computer before it upload is complete. This scene here, man, cinema. He was going off. The explosion knocks him into the Batmobile, and the smoke sets off the fire suspension sprinklers. The water shorts out the duplicate and is deactivated. Alfred goes searching for Batman and discovers that he's still alive twice. Alfred helps him out of the abyss, and Batman goes into his fake bot, learning of what he has done. He ponders whether the fake bot may have a soul of silicone, but a soul nonetheless. That was the end of this epic episode here. Are we giving this a sanction soul up or thumbs down?
I feel like I don't understand what you said for the thumbs up, to be quite honest with you.
Sanction from Mortal Kombat. Come on, man.
Oh, sure. Okay. Yeah. Okay. No.
Why you don't like it? Why you don't like this episode, man?
It's not that I don't like it. It's that, like, I don't know. It feels very just kind of like forgettable to me. I don't even know necessarily that I would give it. I don't know. I'm like right in the middle. It's tough for me to really decide on whether or not this is a thumbs up or thumbs down. So I think I'm kind of defaulting to thumbs down in that I'm like, well, if I don't like it enough to definitively be like, yeah, it's a good one, then it's probably not. You know what I mean?
Okay. Fair.
Okay.
So I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at. I don't think there's necessarily like anything wrong with it. It just didn't like do anything for me.
What about you, Anthony? Do you feel the humanity in this episode?
Well, as I stated, I was in the previous Hard Act episode, and I wasn't a huge fan of that episode, but I thought that it was a well-made episode. And comparatively, this does improve on those concepts and was a bit more interesting to me. That being said, this is not an episode I return to. It's not a personal favorite of mine. I will give it sort of a reverse of Daniel's, where I will give it a sort of reluctant, like, you were a functional episode, you did what you needed to do, so I'll give you a thumbs up. I'll give you a passing grade. But I do agree with him that it's like, it's not something I truly feel any kind of special connection with, this episode in particular. But I do think that, you got enough of the answers right. You wrote your name on the paper. You turned it in on time. And there is some good stuff in it. Like I said, the stuff with the robot questioning himself, like, that is good. Maybe Batman fakes his death maybe one too many times. I don't know, but
too many times.
For the most part, it does what it needs to.
Okay, well, I'll give this a thumbs up. As you mentioned, like, I do like the robot just like questioning himself, like, who am I? Who am I really? I think I like that kind of concept. I'm sure there are a lot of movies that are like that. Like Kyle XY from like ABC Family, like, he doesn't have a belly button. You see a robot in that movie? Or in that show? No, he's just an alien.
I didn't watch it, but I'm pretty sure he's just like a kid who was grown in a lab or something.
Okay.
Kyle XY.
Well, I'll give it a thumbs up there. I don't have an interesting fact for this episode, so sorry.
Not that interesting.
Nothing interesting. There are facts, but they're not interesting.
Oh, okay, good.
That feels pretty fitting for that episode, to be fair.
Ooh. Hot take.
I don't. Maybe
with me.
All right.
Well, let's get into the next episode here. We have a two-parter, guys. Woo! You guys ready for a two-parter?
Woo!
All right. Well, we got some past two-parters that have been great, but let's see if this one is bad. This is episode 58, Shadow of the Bat, part 1. We hate this guy here. Rupert Thorne is supervising a loading at a warehouse late at night. They are interrupted by a squad of GPD officers, led by, of course, our hero, Gordon, and the Deputy Commissioner, Gil Mason. Thorne tries to run, but is caught on the roof by Batman. This makes Thorne the third Gotham City mob boss who have been apprehended thanks to the information supplied by Mason, supposedly from a secret informant. But Bruce Wayne is very sus. I never heard of Gil Mason. Has he been in the comics before?
I don't know, man. Probably.
Well, Rex Mason is Metamorpho. but that's a completely different character. So I don't think Gil Mason is a comic book character. Pretty sure he's exclusive to this show and
Okay.
exclusive to this two-parter.
Well, it's a big two-parter here. Hopefully, we'll see him in live action against Robert Patterson. Whenever that movie comes out. At their home, Barbara Gordon is practicing a routine while her father teases her about her relationship with Mason. Then Mason himself appears at the door and reluctantly places Gordon under arrest. Evidence found in the warehouse raid implicates shows that Gordon is taking bribes from Thorne. Elsewhere, Bruce becomes enraged and even more sus when he reads the newspaper report about Gordon's arrest. Gordon taking bribes is like eating bananas with a peel. It doesn't make sense. Gordon would never do this.
I mean, I could agree with that. Yeah, I would never eat a banana with a peel. So that's no human should.
Daniel, do you do that?
Yeah, I always eat my bananas peel on. It's just I don't want to burn the calories peeling it. You know, that's good. Minerals in the peel.
Minerals? You get minerals from the peel?
There's minerals in the peel, Marie.
Well, I think it's potassium. I'm
the
sure.
Potassium's in the banana. The peel, all minerals.
We need Ray to look up.
The peel makes pretty good horror movies, so that's what you get out of it.
Oh,
Good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, outraged, Barbara complains to District Attorney Janet Van Dorn, who says that the evidence is solid. And also, there are 3 warnings about Gordon might be fleeing the country if allowed bail. Bullock encouraged her to trust her instincts and tells her that the police department will be holding a public rally to gather the support for Gordon. Will you guys join this rally?
I mean, if I heard Jim Gordon was in any kind of trouble, I'd be visiting him in prison. I would be writing him letters. I'd be making Kickstarter campaigns and change.org petitions. I'd be doing everything I possibly could. I couldn't make it to the rally though. I'm a little busy that weekend. But otherwise, I'd be doing it.
All right. Hey, that's we all need Gordon support here, man, because he's been framed by the banana peel. Batman sneaks into the police evidence room to examine the evidence. He communicates with Gordon in his cell and tells him that the evidence looks as though he is forged by someone other than Thorne's gang, and that have been some rumors on the street of a new organization moving in. Gordon asks to look in on Barbara. Batman does so, and Barbara begs him to make an appearance at the rally to show the public that he is also on Gordon's side. Batman is like, dude, he's like, nah, saying that the most important thing is for him to find evidence of Gordon's innocence. He tells her that she should stay out of it for his father's sake. Faja's sake. But once Batman's gone, Barbara resolves that one way or another, he will be there. Barbara is so determined, man. She's just like her father. That's why we love Barbara Gordon here.
She's great. She really is just so like spunky and adorable in this show. She is just no complaints about Barbara at this point. Like it's awesome.
My only complaint with her is that I wish she was in more of the show.
Yeah.
I think I looked it up last time that she showed up. Is like I think she only appears in 6 episodes and then one of the movies, and this is already the 3rd or 4th of those episodes. So it's like she's just now becoming Batgirl. Like damn. It's a little hard, honestly.
She's had a couple of appearances before this, and then by the time she gets to Sub-Zero, because that's the movie she's in, it's a different voice actress. And then in New Adventures, it's Tara Strong. So we have a 3rd voice actress. And in my humble opinion, when we get to that Batgirl, it's practically a different character. So like this version of the character is what I like, and she's a lot of fun. So you're right. It is a shame that we get so little of her because she's great.
Well, let's appreciate as we have her right now with these few episodes here. Instead of Batman, Bruce decides to investigate in his disguise. We all love his disguises here. As Matches Malone.
We did it. We finally got one. Yeah.
Yes.
We got him, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, Dick Grayson protests at not being allowed to come with him, but Bruce suggests that Robin appears at the rally instead. That's a good idea of Robin here, right? Something to show support of Gordon. How much would you guys pay to see the real life Dick Grayson? If he was a real life person, how much you would pay to see him?
How much
He was
would
like
I
a fan
pay
base.
to see Dick Grayson?
Yeah.
Oh my god! I mean, it's Dick Grayson. I guess I'd pay whatever I have available in my bank account.
I would not pay to see him, but I would, if he were in need, help him with the "if you mess with ones of us, you mess with walls of us." I'd do one of those for Dick Grayson.
Absolutely.
Oh, well, I will see Dick. I will see Dick. Please do not clip that. Anybody who's watching here. Let me just edit that part out. At the rally outside police headquarters, Gil is giving a speech on behalf of Commissioner Gordon. Robin prepares to swing over her head, but then a figure dressed in a bat costume does it first. It turns out that Barbara has donned on her own bat suit for the sake of appearances. After the crowd's enthusiastic reaction, she plans to slip away, but then a car speeds past the podium and the rider opens fire with a machine gun. Guys, do you guys like this first version of Batman or Barbara Gordon in the bat suit?
Well, this first version is just her wearing like a cosplay Batman suit, so I wouldn't even necessarily call this like her suit. And I'm really glad that you pivoted that question, because you had just been like, "Do you like drive-bys?" It's like kind of where I thought the question was going. So really glad we didn't go there. You asked some out-of-pocket questions. Sometimes I would not even been that surprised.
The people need to know, right? But I didn't ask.
Not a huge fan of drive-bys. Just in case anyone was wondering, officer, not a big fan of drive-bys.
Okay.
Well, it is a cosplay of Barbara Gordon where she's wearing. It did look a little weird.
Yeah, I will say, because there's a part immediately after this where she like sort of takes out the shoulder pads and some like lifts in her shoes that she was using to make herself sort of have, I guess, the stature of a man.
Right. Bulkier.
And all I could think when she pulled them out is like, because they're this weird, like, sort of fleshy color, as I thought that they were those, like, this is going to be a really specific reference, and maybe only one that girls will understand. But those, like, chicken cutlet things that girls used to, like, pad bras?
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like.
Yeah. Okay.
And the way she's taking them out, it looks like she almost is removing them. It's like, I got to give Batman a bigger chest, so she had padding. So you're like,
And she started pulling them out of her shoulders, and I was like, did she just repurpose those? Because, like, it's pretty smart, I guess. Damn.
Yeah, she's resourceful. Absolutely.
Well,
it is a weird costume for sure.
And I will also add, because she's like a gymnast in this, and traditionally speaking, gymnasts are like really short, so those lifts probably still would not have gotten her tall enough to be a Batman. But she was at a pretty far distance, so it was fine.
Yeah, it was more of a shadow of a bat living in the episode.
My God. We got there. We did it, ladies and gentlemen. We got it.
How do you feel about drive-bys?
Not great. Still not great, officer? I'd like to reiterate, still not great about the drive-bys.
How about this? I'll ask that same question at the end of the series.
No, you don't have to do that. You won't remember that.
That's why I said okay.
Well, Barbara leaps into action, catching the banner over the street and pulling it down over a car's windshield, causing it to crash. As she starts to run, Robin catches up with her and grabs her cowl, tearing away a piece of it, letting her hair fall loose. Summer Gleason catches the footage of the mysterious Batgirl fleeing into the alley. Robin was very surprised, like, whoa, Batman's a girl? When he ripped that cowl out.
That's when he realized, hey, wait a minute. Bruce is a woman?
Whoa.
He never told me.
Oh my goodness.
He's kind of cute too.
Wow.
I hope he's not dating a
Shoulders.
cop.
Well, Barbara chases one of the masked thugs into the alley and pulls off his mask, getting a good look on his face. He manages to get away, however, and she has to run before Robin catches up with her. Watching the news report of the incident, Dick notices that something strange. In slow motion, it is clear that Mason ducked well before the guns appeared out of the car's window, as if he expected it. This Gil guy is very shady.
Cool.
But Barbara slips into the police headquarters and looks through the mug books. Finding the face of the thug is tackled Mad Dog. Is Mad Dog a Batgirl villain? I think I heard of that before.
I don't think it's specifically a Batgirl villain, but there is a Batman villain called Mad Dog, who I think is like one of the older ones. I'm specifically thinking of him like in the Arkham games, and he's like one of the like photos you can take in Arkham Asylum. Is there like, oh, and there was this guy Mad Dog. I really don't know much about him.
Yeah, I do believe it is a name, so there is a connection there, but I don't know if there's any specific connection with
I'm sure
this.
it's not the
But
same.
yeah, that is a name in the DC universe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I heard before, but all right. Well, she goes off into Mason's apartment to tell him, but stops short when she sees Mad Dog himself sitting in the living room. Mason passes him off as a friend. Barbara hurriedly excuses herself, much to Mason's confusion. The Mad Dog is like, "Oh, I gotta get out of here." He just leaves. I thought that was funny when he
Okay,
left.
I got it. Sorry, Mad Dog is a Batman character. He's a serial killer from like early on in the Batman comics, but his real name is Martin Hawkins, so it's definitely not the same guy.
Oh, okay.
This guy's not a dog. He looks more like a beaver or a rodent or something with those teeth.
Yeah, those bug teeth.
Yeah, he's not a dog.
Wait, there's a Mad Dog too. I'm going too deep in this rabbit hole. Let's move on.
Well, he was a dog chasing cars. Where am I? Oh, Bruce is undercover at
We all got lost. We all got lost in the Mad Dog sauce.
Yeah, too much sauce in my house.
You gotta
my
stop
God.
saying things like that. You gotta just stop with that.
I'm sorry. Well, Bruce is undercover at the Stack Deck as Matches Malone. I really love that name, Matches Malone.
Everybody loves matches.
No. Post Malone, get out. Matches, you're in. He sees Mad Dog makes a phone call from the booth, and through lip reading realizes that he's going next. He follows him into an abandoned theater disabled by security systems. As he is entering, he comes around as a prisoner, confronted by the leader, who is actually a resurfaced Two-Face, having laid low since his last battle with Batman. When was his last battle with Batman? Was it which episode was that? Was it Almost Got Him episode, I guess, if we are looking at that timeline?
And he was in that. I don't know. It's hard to remember when you're not on every single episode.
That's true.
I will say this: Two-Face is like the opposite of Penguin. When I see Penguin, I'm like, oh boy. When I see Two-Face, though, I'm like, oh, this has the potential to be a great episode, because Two-Face is usually in great episodes, if not just good episodes. So like, that is the opposite. I feel like Two-Face almost has the inverse track record.
Yes.
As someone like the Penguin, which I think is also proven here. I'm happy to see him.
100%, man. When you see Two-Face, we know we're getting that sauce. While gathering his own crew, Bruce claims to be interested in joining his gang. But Two-Face, as always, lets his coin decide. It comes up scarred, and Bruce is knocked unconscious by Mad Dog. With Batman mysteriously absent and deciding that she could trust no one except herself, Barbara dons her a new costume and prepares to enter the night as Batgirl. I won't ask you guys about the costume, this new costume yet, because we have a two-parter here. Episode 59, Shadow of the Bat Part 2. Batgirl and Robin runs into each other on the rooftop outside of Mason's apartment. Robin tells her that she's an amateur and should stay out of it, but she refuses. Just then, Mason receives a phone call summoning him to a meeting. Each spy in their own way, learning where to go, but they don't share the information with each other. I really love these interactions with Batgirl and Robin. They were having a lot of fun.
Oh my god, they're so adorable together. It is great seeing these two. When watching this episode and this animated series stuff, I have to like not think about the future, because if you watch like the New Adventures and Batman Beyond and all that, it is very much confirmed that these two do not end up together. Like this is not their future. But in these little isolated moments, like in this episode, I'm fully buying it that like this is this cute first interaction with these two, because it's I'm eating it all up. It's great.
Damn. That baby's done.
What?
I got you, Daniel. I got you right-handed right there. That was my plan.
What did you
They follow him into an old subway entrance where Two-Face shows Bruce, still disguised as Matches, to Mason, asking if he's undercover cop. Mason says no and complains about being called out for such a children thing. Two-Face reminds him who's boss, revealing his plan to the eavesdropping heroes Harvey Dent. He had Mason instated as Gordon's assistant, but after his transformation into Two-Face, he has been the one giving Mason tips and eliminating his gang rivals while boosting Mason's popularity. Soon, Mason will replace Gordon, while Two-Face himself becomes the biggest mob boss in the city. However, due to the recent snooping, Two-Face has decided to break Gordon out of jail that night and then do away with him. Guys, who's worse here? Is Gil worse? Gil Mason or Mayor Hill?
Well, Mayor Hill has such history of just being a horrible person in general that my forever hatred of Mayor Hill will remain here. But I mean, Gil's got plans with Two-Face. He's a bad guy, so there's reason to say Gil, but I won't.
Yeah, Mayor Hill. We know who he is, but Gil, we don't know him. Well, Batgirl is tripped by the guard, revealing her presence. Two-Face and his thugs open fire, then flee with Mason, using explosives to collapse the building entrance. To make sure, Two-Face detonates a bomb left on the wall of the abandoned line, letting in a river to flood the tunnel. Bruce is reunited with Robin, who returns his costume to him. This scene was funny. Bruce was already stripping in front of Batgirl. Like you should have told Batgirl to look away first. He was like,
just do you mind?
Yeah.
He did. Robin didn't mind, though. He didn't ask Robin to turn around.
Oh,
They've seen each other naked before, I'm sure.
Locker room. It's that mentality.
yes. Batman speaks severely to Batgirl, and despite knowing who she really is or why she's involved, warns her to stay out of their way. The ensuing flood, however, Batgirl manages to save Robin from being swept away, proving her worth. Hell yeah, man. With the tunnel rapidly flooding, Batman blasts a hole in the roof of the tunnel, then sends Batgirl up with the grapple gun. Before she can lower it down again, another surge of water sweeps both of them away. When she pulls the grapple rope, she pulls up no one. Guys, Batman and Robin are dead. It's now Batgirl's time to save Gotham.
Well,
Yeah.
that's just how it be sometimes.
Sure.
Understandable.
I'm joking because Batgirl
I
calls the
mean-
police station. Yeah,
I would watch Batgirl the animated series. I'm down for that.
yeah, I want to see that. Well, first of all, I want to see the movie, the unreleased movie. I need to see that movie.
Say, we can't get
that
Batgirl
too.
anything.
Anthony, are there any good or like in particular good Batgirl comic runs?
Oh yeah, for sure. Batgirl Year One is fantastic. That is one that was. It seems like the movie was going to take some inspiration from, because Killer Moth and Firefly are like really big players in it.
Sick.
So I would definitely recommend that. And then anything from like the 90s to 2000s Birds of Prey stuff with her as Oracle is great. I really liked the New 52 Gail Simone run.
Gail Simone's really good. I
that's-
like her a lot.
I think she's got a great Barbara Gordon voice. And I'm not a huge fan of the sort of later interpretations. They sort of like gave her that sort of new youthful redesign. And I like my Barbara a bit.
Oh, you talking
older,
about
personally.
what is
The
it?
Burnside. Purple,
Yeah,
like,
the Batgirl who
outfit.
goes to college.
Yeah, so it's like there's a lot of good Batgirl stuff out there, but yeah, Batgirl Year One is one I would highly recommend. If you like this episode, definitely check out that book.
All
And
right.
then yeah, anything written by Gail Simone that has Barbara Gordon in it, I think is a pretty safe bet, personally.
Nice.
It's good to know because we're never gonna get that movie.
Yeah.
No, it's sad. I would really
No.
like to see it, honestly.
Now I just have to learn how to read.
Oh, I'm trying right here. Well, Batgirl calls the police station, but it's too late. Commissioner Gordon has already been broken out, and then the damage to the phone lines has caused by the explosions makes it impossible for them
Hold
to
on,
understand.
hold on.
Yeah.
Real quick. We gotta talk about the breakout scene,
Yes.
because Bullock is eating a pizza.
Yeah.
But just
Gordon
like
is in the prison cell, and he's like, "Remind me when I get out of here to fix this food." And Bullock has the messiest pizza in the whole world.
it's like there's no crust. It's like he just grabbed the melting cheese off the top. Like there's
Yeah.
no bread underneath it.
There's like a little brown section that you assume is the crust, but that's where he starts. And he takes this big bite and he slurps it up, and then he just has like loose molten lava cheese in his hands. And it's like, what are you doing?
It's frankly disgusting.
It's wild. I've never seen anyone eat a pizza like that. Like he just sucked up what little crust and bread there was and was just left with the topping part of the cheese.
I've seen a friend of the show, Steven, eat a pizza that way before once.
Oh, I bet. I've seen Steve eat a lot of things Bullock has eaten, so that makes a lot
Yeah.
of sense.
Shout out to Steven, man. We will talk about sports soon. He'll be back. Yeah, Bullock, man, he eats like a who eats like a slob in the DC universe? It's a Flash.
Him.
Harvey Bullock.
Horrible.
Harvey Bullock. All right.
But Batgirl's calling the police station, and it's really funny because he's like, "You gotta tell them that they're trying to get him out of there," and he's like, "What? What? I can't hear you."
Someone's eating a pizza real loud.
Rip Slurpee in the other room. I can't help you.
It sounds like someone's having a spaghetti party in there.
Party, a whole party.
Oh, geez. Well, it is now up to her to save Batman and Robin here. In the tunnel, Batman and Robin managed to escape by throwing the brake of an old subway car, which skids to the end of the abandoned track and smashes a hole in the wall, merging the above of the river and heading for the bay shore. At the bay shore, Gordon is being held prisoner by Two-Face and his gang, and Mason is preparing to kill him, preparing while gloating about how he will become the next commissioner. and will likely eventually be the mayor. But as Mason is confident that Batman and Robin will never return, Batgirl appears and distracts them with a gas grenade, letting Gordon escape. Batman and Robin arrives quickly and subdues Two-Face and his gang. Mad Dog grabs a gun and opens fire until Robin throws him overboard. When Mason jumps into the boat and speeds away, Batgirl runs after him and grabs one of the ropes. I do have one problem in the scene here. Great scene here, right?
Okay.
Great standoff scene. Shouldn't Gordon know who Batgirl is based on like the looks of her daughter? Shouldn't he know how his daughter looked?
She has a mask on.
Can you tell someone through their eyes at least or their mouth?
Listen, Dick Grayson literally just has a domino mask on, and no one seems to recognize him. And he has the exact same voice.
I feel like that's a little bit more excusable though, because he's just like an orphan from the circus, whereas this is her dad. So, but it's a comic book. You have to just kind of let it go.
All right.
I mean, we're not talking about the Superman animated series, but like, I mean, we know.
I got it. Well, as Batgirl, our girl boss in this episode is dragged along. Mason attempts empty his gun at her, but misses. Catching up to him, there is a struggle in the boat, and he rips off her mask. Momentarily shocked to see it is Barbara. Mason lets go, and she delivers a kick that knocks him back, and he hits his head on the hard part of the boat. I think so hard that he lost consciousness. As the boat swerves towards the Statue of Freedom, she reluctantly pulls him free before it crashes. Guys, Barbara stood on missness in this episode here.
She even says, like, I should leave you here. Like, I like that whole exchange of like, oh, Barbara, it's you. If I had known, it's like, it would have made a difference, Gil.
Yeah.
She makes the right choice and saves his life. And the explosion happens and they go fucking flying.
Yeah. Well, first she does. Okay. First, she does give him just a little bit of CTE when he falls and smashes his head onto the side of the boat.
Absolutely.
But frankly, he had it coming.
Oh, yeah. He's a jerk.
Oh, 100%. Well, at the press conference, the now returned Gordon reports that Mason is still in a coma, but has been indicted nonetheless. In response to questions about Batgirl, Gordon gives his blessing to her to operate in Gotham. Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson is also in the attendance. Dick asks Bruce what he thinks Batman would have to say about all of this. Bruce says he supposes that there's always room for one more, and muses that they will see her again someday. Barbara, standing nearby, beams and says, I wouldn't be at all surprised, as her father hugs her. In the after credits of this episode, I don't know, guys, there's an after credit. It said, Batgirl will return. I made that up. I wish that happened.
She never came back. That was the end.
Oh, no.
It's a series wrap. She's got to go off to Burnside.
Oh, no. Well, are we giving Shadow, this two-parter, a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
Oh, thumbs up for sure.
Up.
Yeah, this is a really good origin for Batgirl. Luckily, she'd already been introduced in the show, so like you know, we had already come to like her. But it's like a fun sort of mystery involving her framed dad, and you know, her stepping into her own as Batgirl and having fun interactions with Batman and Robin. Like she feels perfectly within that role. If she had become more of a regular in the show moving forward, if it had become Batman and Robin and Batgirl, I wouldn't complain. I think it's fun.
What about you, Daniel? Do you really hate this episode?
No, not at all. I really
You
really
always
enjoy
ask
this.
that.
He wants me to hate. He stokes the fire of hate inside me. They're really good. I can't. They're both very good independently, and I think obviously they come together and they're still phenomenal It's a great introduction to Batgirl as a character. I think it's
No.
weirdly like fairly similar to the origin of Batgirl that I knew from the comics, like where Anthony, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure it's like she is like going to a costume party dressed as Batman and just like happens to stumble into a crime on the way there and like solves it or something.
Yeah, that's
So
essentially what it is.
It's not like 100 miles separated from that. So I think that it's like it's a maybe more fun version of that story. Very interested in it. You never circled back around, I don't think, to ask us how we felt about the costume.
Yes.
I do really like this Batgirl costume.
Mhm.
It's not my favorite. I do tend to prefer the Batgirl costume where the inside of the cape is yellow. Either purple or black. I'm fine either way, but I do like that little pop of yellow on the inside. I think that is usually really, really good for me. But yeah, I think these are the best episodes that we're going to be watching in this episode. So.
Oh yeah. Well, let's see. Yeah, I think this is the only version of this Batgirl costume. Like, right? Is that the only version? Like, I only seen that purple outfit with the yellow symbol, and that's the only one, right?
In the show,
or like in ever Batgirl history.
I mean,
there's the only costume.
I would say that there's this one which is gray and blue. One of her other more popular costumes is black. It's like a black bodysuit with blue cape and cowl and the yellow symbol. So kind of like this, but black instead of gray, which is what she'll have in the New Adventures cartoon.
Right.
And then purple is her other main look. That's what she had in the '60s show. That's kind of what the modern costumes tend to lean towards, is the purple and yellow. Black, yellow, purple, and blue are kind of the main colors for Batgirl. And then there have been other Batgirls. There's a Batgirl with like a full face mask. That's an entirely black suit, which has a cool look. That's the Cassandra Cain one. There's Stephanie Brown, who is a lot of black and purple, and she has blonde hair, so kind of a visual difference there. So purple is kind of the most common color for Batgirl, I would argue. But usually it's like the yellow and blue, which I like this version. I think it's a good job of like lightening up the Batman look without it looking like the girly version, right? Like it doesn't come off as like the one for girls, but it is lighter. It is a bit of a lighter tone than the one Bruce wears.
100%. You're right. I think I asked you the question, right, Anthony? You gave it thumbs up.
Yeah, thumbs up.
Yeah, thumbs up. Right. I'm also giving it thumbs up. Look, we need more Batgirl content. Release the movie. Hashtag whoever's listening right now, go on X, go on Blue Sky, go on Facebook, go on Twitter, go on what other ones are there? MySpace, Friendster, Tinder, all of them. Hashtag
send it to us privately and we'll review it on the show, and then we'll leave it at that.
Oh yes. Please release the cut.
To us specifically.
To us, only to us.
The only information about this movie will be from Abrar giving a synopsis on the show, and that's how you have to know what happened.
Which will be difficult because you won't be able to read a pre-written synopsis that he found online.
Well, don't worry. I don't know what you're talking about, but I will give you the rewatch of what's the movie called? Is it just called Batgirl?
Batgirl.
It's just called Batgirl, yeah.
Oh, that's it. No, like Batgirl cruises.
We got the we're off a tangent now, but isn't the Coyote Acme one getting like released in some way? So it's not impossible.
Yes. Yeah.
Catch up.
Yeah.
Could
Catch
happen.
Up Productions.
Could Catch Up Entertainment buy the production, the rights to put it in theaters or in my hard drive? Yeah, I would like that.
I'll sign an NDA if that's what. Like I won't talk about it if you don't want me to. I'm fine.
No, we gotta talk about it on the pod.
Look, but I'm willing to cut a deal.
Oh, okay, Daniel will be on it, but he won't say anything about it.
James gonna hit me up.
Please, come on, guys. Do what's right. Give us that. I need to look at Michael Keaton as Batman again. Come on. All right. Oh yeah, I do have an interesting fact for this amazing Batgirl episode. Two-parter here. Two-Face is the only supervillain to appear in more than one two-parter episodes in the series. He ironically appears in two.
Fitting.
Very fitting. All right, guys. Now, probably the best episode of this whole world here. It is episode.
That's crazy. All right, go off, King.
I'm trying to keep a serious look here. I couldn't do it, but it is episode 60. We're almost done here, guys. Fire from Olympus. Commissioner Gordon waits for an informant within an alley. Without knowing who he is, however, the informant, Yanni Satavos, right, is being chased by a couple of thugs. They inform him that his meeting has been canceled, and they chase him towards their boss. He is finally cornered in an alley filled with old tires. Their boss comes out with his car, and Satavos pleads with him. However, his words make the boss even angrier that he has defied him, forced him to come out to the mortal plane, and he then claims that he doesn't know what he thinks. He condemns Satavos to Tartarius with a bolt of electricity, strikes him. Yo, who the F is this guy here?
See, and this is how I know you didn't write it. Because you wouldn't have written a word that you didn't know how to pronounce.
Hey, man. Well, first of all, this guy is crazy.
Yeah.
No, he's really Zeus.
Maybe it's probably Electro or something. I don't know. We don't know.
Oh, I don't know, man.
We don't know Wonder Woman yet in this universe. So, like, this could be real Zeus.
Well, we'll see. Well, Gordon finds Satavos and takes him to the hospital, where he is diagnosed as being struck by lightning and only alive due to the tires absorbing the shock. If that makes sense. Gordon is sus of the diagnosis as it was a clear night. Later, Gordon takes the Satavos files to Batman, and then the two talk about the past record of selling shipping schedules to hijackers. As a scheduler for Maximilian shipping lines, he is well suited to the kind of work. Gordon then tells Batman that Satavos was going to tell him about the new energy weapon capable of firing bolts of lightning. The weapon has been stolen, and Batman fears that it may already be in the wrong hands. He heads out to see Maxi Zeus, the owner of Maximilian Shipping. That's a familiar name.
Is it?
Maxi Zeus? That's a
I don't
familiar
see the
name.
correlation. I don't know.
Maximum Zeus.
Maximum Zeus. My favorite comic book.
Well, on the top of Maxi's office building, which is made look to like a Greek temple, Maxi's assistant, Cleo, tells Maxi that a case has been built against him.
I didn't even pick up on that. Her name's Cleo, like the like the Oracle. Of course, it is.
This episode's crazy.
It's real deep.
Maxi, just like the Greek god Zeus, doesn't much care, claiming that he's bored with the tales of human concerns. Cleo is upset that Maxi is acting like he's a god or who thinks she is a muse of history. She tries to talk to some sense into him, but he will not hear reason. Just then, Batman arrives in the Batwing. Zeus sees him and decides that this is Hades. Cleo tries to tell Maxi that Hades is really Batman, but Zeus refuses to listen, claiming that he is no mortal could take upon top of Olympus. He sends Cleo away and talks with Batman. Guys, we have the introduction of Maxi Zeus. What do you guys think about this weirdo?
I mean, he talks like Zeus. You know, if it walks like a duck and it sounds like a duck, you know, that's what the logic we're following here. And I understand why he thought Batman was Hades, which that whole introduction of him.
Yeah,
from
honestly,
the underworld, my brother Hades.
my brother.
He was so excited to see him.
Batman could have like solved this whole problem by just dapping him up right there and being like, "Yo, what's up, my bro?"
Right. He like kind of tries. Like he doesn't fight it at first, but he is very visibly confused about this LARPing that's happening, and he doesn't know what to do about it. And I wish, he just sort of like leaned into it, and then like, hey, just knock it off for a bit. And he would have been like, I will, understandable, brother.
Oh man.
Hark, verily, and such. Stop, please.
Oh man. Well, Batman asks Zeus about the electron cannon, but Zeus claims he has no need for.
Batman goes up to this billionaire at the top of a building and be like, "Who'd you vote for?"
For Zeus.
well, he has no need.
He's a write-in candidate for the Olympian party.
I'll vote for him. Why not? At this point, Zeus claims he has no need for mortal weapons, as he can summon thunderbolts of his own, revealing that he has his own lightning staff capable of generating thousands of volts of electricity. Upset with that reality is starting to enter his world, Zeus tells Batman to leave and activates guns in his stone harpies. Batman leaves, and Zeus reveals that to his thugs that he has the electron cannon, and now it will cause mortals to tremble. I like the thugs of Zeus here. They're like, yeah, Zeus is always like this. We just are just part of his Goonies here.
They just realize, like, there's a couple crazies in Gotham. What's one more? What's the difference?
Well, this one is on top of the list. Cleo returns home and cries over the boss's condition when Batman arrives. Oh yeah, Batman arrives like out of nowhere during the lightning storm. She explains that the shipping of Maximilian started losing business and tried to save it. Maxie started to handle the cargo for the mob. Maxie.
I did think about that a couple times. Maxley Zeus.
Well, however, the stress.
Son, God of God.
My son, the God of Gods. My father, Goofy.
Goofadeus, my father.
Come to visit me, you have.
Oh jeez. Well, however, the stress was so great that he got confused and now lives inside a fantasy. Batman asks Cleo to take him to Zeus so that he can help him, so he can be helped. She drives Batman into the company building and heads up in an elevator. Unfortunately, Zeus's thugs capture her and takes her to their boss. On the top of the building, Maxie sees a police blimp, believing they're trying to encroach on Mount Olympus. Maxie fires the electron cannon onto his henchman's objectives, setting the blimp on fire. Cleo runs up to him and tries to talk to him into to his senses. For a moment, it seems to work and Maxie is returned. However, he soon falls back into his delusions and claims that Cleo is no longer fit to be around him. He orders his thugs to tie her to the cannon. Have you guys had a friend
tied to a cannon? No.
No.
Hold on. Let's see.
Have you guys had a friend who's like this crazy?
As crazy as Zeus.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had a friend believe they are some sort of deity as of yet. Always looking for the next deity friend. But no, as of now, I have
America's
not.
next top deity.
I know a few celebrities and people in power that think they are gods, but I don't know anyone personally.
I think the closest I get on this is that I have a coworker who's super duper into conspiracy theories. That's probably the most crazy person I know.
She didn't talk about like the moon? Did she talk about the moon landing? Right? Did that just happen with Katy Perry?
She doesn't. Well, Katy Perry didn't go to the moon, but yeah, she told she told me the other day that the moon landing was fake and that we can't go to space because Earth is in a big glass dome. And I went, and I got back to work.
Right. but what if she said it with the confidence of Zeus? She did. Daniel, the moon, we cannot go to it because we are in a glass dome.
A great glass dome.
Okay, well, I mean, with that confidence, I can't argue that. You're right.
Yeah. Hey, so do you need me to order more boxes from HQ or?
Nay, we must drink. And you're like, all right,
shit. All right.
You should show her this episode. Maybe she will relate it to a lot.
No, she'd probably just beat my ass.
Okay.
Like Zeus.
Oh. Well, meanwhile, Batman sneaks into the building, but the security systems detect him. Discovering him, Zeus activates a trapdoor and drops him into a dark room. Zeus releases his Hydra, a python that tries to squeeze Batman to death. Batman is able to spray it with, I guess, like Benadryl, whatever. It falls asleep pretty much. Next, Zeus releases a horror thought. Oh, what is it called? Is it it's a pig, but it's like a war pig.
Warthog.
Warthog. There we go.
War pig.
War pig.
War pig.
Close enough.
Warthog. Yeah.
Isn't that a song? War pigs or something?
War Boys is a song.
Are you talking about the Cuban Missile Crisis, like the Bay of Pigs?
About a song.
Oh.
What?
I think you might be confusing it with a little something called Cuban Missile Crisis.
No, it's a Black Sabbath song called War Pigs.
Oh, yeah. I think they used they use that song in like Vietnam movies. It's very known for that, I believe.
Probably, sure. Yeah.
Well, they use the war pig, the warhog that Batman manages to harness with a rope. However, the warhog is too strong for him to stop, and Batman is hurled through the window out of the building. Fortunately, he manages to catch the ledge of the building. I want to ask, like, do you guys ever rode a warhog? But I won't ask that.
It's Mr. Pig to you. No, this is the. I mean, he obviously doesn't go through all of them, but this because he calls it. So there's the snake. He calls it his Hydra, and then this is the boar. So it's like he's going through a very small selection of the labors of Hercules, I guess.
Yeah,
right. Which he does pronounce Heracles. So I like that.
But he does say Zeus, and I think the Greek pronunciation of Zeus is like Zeus or something.
Yes, correct. It's not all on the level, but
we're mixing messages here.
Well, on top of the building, Zeus prepares to fire the electron cannon with Cleo on it. Before he can fire it, however, Batman arrives and stops the firing procedure. Zeus orders his henchman, Alexander, to take on Batman, but he hesitates. Zeus takes this as a sign of defiance and activates his harpies, having them fire on Batman and Alexander. Batman managed to destroy the harpies, and Zeus attacks him with his lightning staff. Batman easily beats Zeus with the attitude adjustment. He did that on the table there, and he deactivates the cannon and frees Cleo. Unfortunately, Zeus fires his staff at Batman, pushing him off the building, and then activates the cannon again. Batman climbs up on top of the building and grabs Zeus's staff. Hurling into the cannon, he deactivates it. Zeus dives after the staff and is shocked by the staff when it overloads. He then falls onto a ledge and is knocked out. Zeus is taken to Arkham, where he believes he is truly an Olympus, and he's trying to figure out his inmates as like ancient gods. Even though he is locked up, he feels that he's home and now happier than ever. Do you guys want to see Zeus back in future episodes?
I'd be okay with it. Yeah, why not?
I mean, you kind of did the whole gimmick here, though. He's kind of
That's true.
He thought he was Zeus. It's a little bit of a sad ending, honestly, because there is
Yeah.
that moment, that brief moment where it looks like his humanity is coming back,
Mm,
because she's like pleading with him,
yeah.
and he almost breaks, but then it doesn't. And when Batman throws him off that building and he cracks his neck on the side of the building, I thought he was dead. I think that permanently broke him, and I think him being in Arkham, he is just fully accepted it, and seeing how like there were characters around him that were like genuinely saddened by his mental loss. It is a bit more of a sad tone than some of these
No.
other sort of like crazies, because it's like, yeah, he was a scary villain that shot lightning bolts at police zeppelins and whatnot, but there's this underlying feature of like, I think he needs help.
No.
I don't think he's gonna get it in Arkham.
Not at all. It is sad. Well, are we giving this episode Fire from Olympus a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
What do you say, Daniel?
Yeah, I would give it a thumbs up. I think this is a fun episode. It's not like particularly amazing or anything, and I don't think it really adds too much to the characters or anything. But I don't know. It stands out as like a pretty unique, fun little episode. I don't know. I just enjoyed it.
What about you, Anthony? Do you hate Greek gods?
I certainly do not.
That's good because they're listening.
That they're always listening. This is actually one of my all-time favorite episodes.
Oh,
Hey.
wow.
This is in my top 10 episodes of all time.
Wow.
I think everyone should have a favorite, not even D tier, like H tier or Q tier Batman villain. And for me, Maxi Zeus is that. I think it's just such a fun, simple one-off of a guy who thinks he's Zeus. And that's the thing, like they really get your use out of it. And I think you could have done this. Like the 60s had a lot of characters like this. Like, for example, Ray, who's been on the show, her favorite low tier Batman villain is King Tut, who was a guy in the 60s Batman show who he got hit in the head and he thinks he's King Tut. And very similar to obviously Maxi Zeus, he thinks he's Zeus. So like I think you could really take that in a very simple, cheesy way. But the fact that there is that layer of like sadness, that like he was a person who like he wasn't a bad guy. He was just a guy ahead of a corporation that worked himself so hard that he had a mental breakdown. The mental breakdown to the point that he thought he was this, Greek deity. So like I think that that's something where you could have made this so simple and so straightforward, and it's still self-contained and it's still fun, but there is that little tiny icing that makes it kind of special. So I would say that this is definitely a big thumbs up, and I would recommend that everyone go out there and try to find your favorite obscure, lame Batman villain, because it can make you feel special when they show up. Because when Maxi Zeus gets referenced, like he's referenced in Arkham City, right? Like there's that building that has his name on it. You're like, oh, there's my guy. There's my boy.
Yeah.
So it's good.
My favorite bad Batman villain is Black Mask, and I feel like he's like maybe not quite like H tier. I think he's like F tier because he does show up a lot.
Sure,
but
at least in Arkham
movie,
a lot of times when he shows up, he just gets his ass beat, and or is like revealed to secretly be Joker.
Well, I mean, I would say the most prominent versions of Black Mask are Arkham Origins, which you're right, and that Birds of Prey movie that no one saw. So like, it's
and good. But he's in Absolute.
It's true. He's a pretty big deal in Absolute Batman. So like he's a prominent character. But you're right. Like
maybe I need.
You can see the potential for him. That doesn't happen very often.
I enjoy him.
Is Calendar Man like a D-list villain? But I feel like he's like top tier.
He's definitely not like A or B. So yeah, I'd give you that. I mean, he doesn't really do much other outside of like he's well known, but I don't think he like does a lot.
I mean, the biggest thing that happened to Calendar Man was the sort of Hannibal Lecter reinvention that happened in Long Halloween and was used in stuff like the Arkham games too. So, like, when that's all you have, yeah, I'd say it's a pretty low tier villain. But yeah, you guys got to start just looking up Batman villains in the encyclopedias and finding the most random guys and going, this guy's my person now. You know,
I'll do
Mad
that.
Dog. Someone out there loves Mad Dog, right? So someone's gotta.
Whoever's listening now, if you're a fan of Mad Dog, please DM me. I need to know you.
Leave a comment. It's better engagement.
Oh yes, give me a comment through Spotify, please. We need to know who you are and where you're from. But alright, guys, I do have no interesting fact for this episode. That's kind of crazy enough.
All right, I'll give you an interesting fact.
Sure.
At the end, when he's walking through the jail and he's naming off like, oh, Poison Ivy is Demeter and Two-Face is Janice. It mildly annoyed me because I was like, well, Demeter is the Greek name and Janice is the Roman name. So pick a lane, buddy.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I feel like he does that once other in the episode, but it's pretty. He does go between Roman and Greek pretty frequently, but he's not actually Zeus. So
yeah,
I guess there's that.
There's also
he got all of his Greek mythology knowledge from the Percy Jackson books.
But like just seeing them in the store, he didn't actually read them.
There's that shot of Joker just smiling when he called him. What he called him? What's that?
He called them Hermes, the trickster of the
Hermes.
gods.
Yes. Joker was just smiling, and then he went really close to the glass.
Well, he can't talk. We'd have to get Mark Hamill in. We're not doing that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, that was great. That was episodes 56 through 60. Next time we hear us from, we'll be talking about the last 5 episodes of season 1. Can you guys believe it?
Yeah.
Yeah. We are halfway done with this series. We are still loving it. We're still enjoying it. We're still doing this. I'm glad you guys are here. And
I'm here.
Yeah. Well, let's wrap this up before the sauce is Haas. Daniel, where can they find you?
I don't know what that means, but you can find me on Twitter or Blue Sky at DanielMCG, or you can follow my podcast, Ready Set Replay, on Spotify and YouTube.
Fantastic. And Anthony, where can they find you in Olympus?
Oh, I wish, but no. You can find me at Anthony Lantern on pretty much all social media platforms. You can find me on YouTube, Anthony Reviews, where Anthony reviews. And you can check out my own podcast, The Grud. The last time we were on here, Abrar accused my podcast of taking like 2 months to come out. When I checked, it had been like 2 weeks when we had recorded that episode. So that was completely off base.
It feels 2 months to me.
Yeah, maybe you missed an episode. But we'll have a new episode probably by the time this comes out. We'll have a very interesting episode out. So look forward to that.
All right. Well, of course, you can follow this podcast and, of course, follow my guest podcasts. And follow this one is on Spotify, where you're listening to right now. It's also on Apple. I'm also on TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky, X, at Brownboywonders Podcast. Just follow me there. Give us a like. Give us a subscribe. Give us a comment. If you don't like us, if you don't like Batman, let us know. We might do something else. Psych. Because I like Batman. Other than that, I'll Happy New Year. No, not Happy New Year. Happy Easter. Whoever celebrates that.
Well, this episode's not coming out by the time Easter comes out.
Yeah. So happy summer, right? No, 2 weeks. Happy Memorial Day. I think that's around that time.
All right, close enough.